So like I say, it's the 1st of July. Now, with one thing and another, and lots of going on at home as well this year, I was adamant I was going to do successional sowing of seeds, and it didn't happen, unfortunately. So I thought, never mind, we'll pop the garden centre and we'll get some plants and get them in some of these beds that's empty. And guess what? There's nothing. Absolutely zero. Big fat zero. I even went to Morrison's on the off chance they might have something left over. Nope, they've got nothing either. Not vegetable wise. Plenty of flowers, nothing vegetable wise. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get some autumn calabrese. Yeah, autumn calabrese in there. I'm going to get some more Pak Choi sown. I'm going to get some garlic. I bought some more of the German giant garlic. Oh, I bought another 30 cloves. I'm going to plant 6. I'm keeping these for me late in the year planting. But I'm planting 6 just to see how they do, planting them this late. And if they grow, we'll maybe get them as green garlic, even if they don't make anything out. But if they're good and polytunnel protected, I'm thinking they might get something out of them sort of towards September time. Let's wait and see how that goes out. You'll need to follow along, obviously, if you want to see how that pans out. Excuse me. So I've still got 24 cloves here of the German giant. And again, each year will, and of course I've got my own stock there that was the first year, and we'll do a comparison to see second year planting the same cloves versus these, and we'll see how these do. But these will be going in late in the year, but they're going in the polytunnel this year, the big polytunnel over there. Then they don't get waterlogged, and hopefully we'll get a cracking harvest out of these next year. So I'm going to plant a few other bits and pieces as well. So without further ado, just going to have this cup of coffee and I'll bring you back when we do some sowing. Right, I've spared you the pain. So what I've basically done here now is I've put some Pak Choi in here, loads and loads and loads into there. Probably 50 seeds in each of these cells. Pak Choi, the good old faithful all year cauliflower, some dwarf curly kale, some autumn broccoli, and again there's about 50 seeds in each of these cells. And then what's this one here? Oh, then a German giant garlic in each of these. Give them a light watering and we'll leave them to crack on. The Pak Choi, autumn calabrese, dwarf kale, and the good old all year round cauliflower. I'm going to get some more lettuce set off as a minimum and see what else I can get sown. You'll probably think I'm mad, and you're probably right, but I'm going to have a go with these. So I've got some sweet candle carrots. I'm going to plant them, but I'm going to go direct into a bed, obviously. Then I've got some cabbage, which is a late winter cabbage. I've got some autumn king carrot. I'm going to try that. It's a pretty old seed, but let's see what happens. And then I'm going to put some more of these winter density lettuces in. Now, Charles Dowding grows these quite often, and that's where I first seen these, and that's pretty much all I grow now. They're absolutely fantastic. Well, you've seen them. You've seen me harvesting these winter density lettuces. Oh, winter density lettuce sown. Another jobbed. Here's the perpetual strawberries putting on the second display of flowers. Or should I say, yeah, ever bearing these ones. So you get 2 or 3 crops off them as a rule. Right, there we have it. So what I've done is I've put 2 rows of sweet, well, 1 and 3/4 rows of sweet candle in. And I've just made a little furrow in here between the lettuces and the leeks. And on the other side as well. And I've just sowed the full packet of sweet candle because it's getting pretty old and it doesn't keep very well. However, the packet was sealed, so I'm hoping we will get some results. So what I've done was in the channels, I just put a bit of this soft, fresh compost just to get the seed started. Watered in the trenches, and now I'm just going to cover them over with some moist compost again, just to get them started. Give them another quick splash, and that's it. Now, they have sown pretty thick. I tried my best, but they're pretty thick. But if we get anything at all, it will be a bonus. So let's just let them crack on and get that job jobbed. Right, so I was doing a bit of investigation on the internet last night about what causes scab on potatoes, and there's something going on here more than scab, because of how stunted they are. So I thought, right, I've got to get to the bottom of this and see what it is. So I'll be grateful for all of your comments and what your findings have been over the years. And I'm in a very unique situation here, as I've said on numerous videos, but I need to find out why these are that stunted and that was a fantastic harvest. So one of the findings, surprisingly, was it's not that overwater or underwater, at least scientifically that's what they say, and that it's a soil-borne disease to a greater or lesser degree in some soils for the scab. That doesn't explain why they're stunted. So I've come over and I'm going to do some comparisons now on this with a little pH meter. Now they're only pennies these, and they're not 100% accurate, but they'll give you a bloody good indication. When it focuses, there we go. So the first thing you can see is how dry it looks on the top. And this is really good soil, this, you know, because it's had bags and bags and bags of manure over the years. It's had fish blood and bone, it's had rotted cow manure. Yes, they could do with being a bit deeper. But look at how wet it is. So I thought, well, while I'm here, I'll check the pH. Now, on the website, it says that by slightly acidifying your soil, it helps to prevent scab. So I thought, interesting. So I thought I'd do a pH test as well. And hopefully you can see that. So the bottom line is pH. Now the ideal is 6.5 apparently for most plants, but it's just if you acidify this, it helps with scab. So I'm going to do another test now. I'm going over to this bed here where the potatoes were good, and I'm going to have a quick look and see what the differences are, if there is any differences. So let's take that out of there. Now this is the bed where the potatoes were fantastic harvest. Let's just pop this in here. Focus. So this is 7, pH is 7. Okay. So I'm not sure why it's red. It should be green if it's ideal, shouldn't it? But it's red in this occasion. So it's just under 7, 6.5, about 6 3/4 actually. So that blows the pH theory out the window, or a piece to, although they did have a bit of scab, remember? They had a little bit of scab. Well, let's check the moisture. I'll just flick it over onto the moisture. But look at the difference in the moisture. The moisture's perfect. So now, is it pH or a combination of pH and good drainage? I'm thinking it's a combination of slightly acidifying, like they suggest, but having that good drainage where your ground is moist, but not waterlogged like you've just seen in the other bed. So this is the bed that we dug over, we dug it deep, new compost on top and cow manure, and I'm thinking it's the seed in this one that was crap. Let's see if we can get it to focus. So we're on pH mode at the moment. And in an ideal world, 6.5's pretty good for growing most things. So look at the moisture. Well, there we go now. So the top one's light and the middle one is moisture. Look at that. In spite of digging this deep. So I've moved over to this onion bed now where the onions mostly do well every year. And we'll have a look in here. So we're on moisture at the moment. When it focuses, yeah, so there's the switch on moisture. Ideal. Mid-range. Let's go to pH. And you can see the pH is just a little over 7. So again, 6.5 to 7 is pretty ideal. So it does look like it's a moisture factor. And these are doing really, really well. These were only planted, as I say, 4 or 5 weeks ago. So yeah. Right, it's just hit me like a ton of bricks. I thought, what else can there be besides that? So obviously that's playing a factor that the beds are too wet. It seems to be the biggest problem, they're too wet. The pH we can play with and do some testing, but just one bed, we won't go drastic. And I thought, what else can it possibly be? And it's just dawned on me. I think the bed that we got the good harvest of kestrels from isn't too different to the rest, other than it's a bit drier. But it was bought in seed this year. Every other bed this year with kestrels and charlottes were my own saved seed from last year. So whether that's a factor, I really don't know. But I'm still thinking it's just that the beds are too wet. So food for thought though. All the other beds were my own saved seed from last year. So is it worth doing? I don't know. Because there's lots of other things going on here as well. Anyways, for now, that's it. All done, all caught up again, thankfully. I'm where I want to be at this time of year. Yeah, as I say, you win some and you lose some and you learn as you go along. Thanks for all your likes, dislikes, comments, subscriptions, suggestions, donations. It's always appreciated. Wherever you are in the world, please stay safe, be practical and keep yourselves out of harm's way. Thanks again for watching. And I'll see you again in the next video.